Kinetic type series.
Hello there. Today we are going to do some design, some retro logos based on these aesthetics of old school motorsport logo types, which I like pretty much, and it's going to be all done in Adobe Illustrator, so bear with me because we are going to have lots of fun. The first one that we are going to attempt is this one. So for this one we are not going to use typefaces or fonts, but we are going just to deal with vectors. We create a circle, we only need the outline, and then we crank this up to something like, I don't know, 100. And as we see, we need like 3 circles to create the C, the O, and then another shape for the L. I'm going to make this smaller, so 1, 2, 3, but I think it's going to be clever to just create the C and the O and then duplicate the other O. So select the direct selection tool, and we select only this path, we delete it. Here we have a very basic but very graphical C, so we make this closer here, and now I'm going to grab the rectangle tool. I'm going to create this rectangle here. Again, A or the direct selection tool, we select this point here and we delete it. Now it's time to bring the rulers in, so Ctrl or Command R. You know that in this case we need like the round shapes to be a little bit above the limit or the height of the L here, so just some fine-tuning. I'm going to move it here, and now we are going to do the inline. So that is going to be achieved by selecting these 3 letters, copy and pasting in place. That is this option here, and now we are going to change this color to a white in this case, and we are going to decrease a lot like the width of the outline or the stroke, something that looks cool. This could be it. So now we are going to select all the strokes or the paths, come here to object and select the option expand. Bada bing, all selected. Okay, so that means that all this is no more strokes but shapes. So now it's a matter of hitting Shift and M, that is like the shortcut for the shape builder tool. But first of all we need to select all our shapes. Now we again hit Shift and M, and this is like the former Pathfinder, which is like a way of resting or adding or creating new shapes from another shapes. So you see that if I stop here with the cursor on top of this, I have a plus that I can see. If I hit Alt or Option in a Mac, is a minus, so that's going to be like erasing that shape. Again, I'm going to do that here. I'm erasing this shape in the inside, and here the same. So that means that now here I have nothing, so this is an actual shape. So this is very cool. I'm going to select this and move it while holding on Alt or Option on a Mac to create the other O. And I think I'm going to keep it like this, like intersecting, because it's super cool. Now I'm going to extract another or create another guide for the bottom of my lettering, and that this needs to be fixed. So again, I select this direct selection tool or the white cursor and just move things up a little bit above this circular shape for optical compensation. So this is pretty much it. Now I can play a little bit with the kerning, which is like the distance between letters. And yeah, this first logo is done. For the second logo, we are going to pay tribute to one of, in my humble opinion, coolest letterings or wordmarks in branding history, which is the Pirelli one. So let's go there again to Adobe Illustrator, and in this case I think I'm going to use Bebas Neue Bold, and the word is going to be peaches. Yes, I don't know, because it's a cool word and it starts with a P, so we can do that trick here. So let's go closer to it, and we need to, in this case, come here to type and create outlines from the type, because we are going to mess around with the shapes. So now we see that we have just some shapes. This is going to be super easy. We go for the direct selection tool again. We click and drag to select all this upper part, and we are going to start moving this up. I'm holding on Shift to move it in a larger distance. So let's put a guide here so that we can see. And now it's a matter of selecting this here, and I'm going to move it to the right. And just from now, it's a matter of making it visually appealing. So maybe we need less space here. You need to be very careful when you select the points. I'm going to move this up. I think it's going to be better like that. And this down. I'm going to give it this kind of rounded corners feeling that I feel is kind of cool. So if you select everything with the direct selection tool, we see these little circles here, white circles. If you click on one of them and drag, you are going to be like rounding all the edges of the font, and this is going to give it like a bit of a, I don't know, older look, so to say, or softer look. So this is super cool. So second old school logo done. Okay, so for the last retro logo, we are going to pay tribute to the Magnetic Marelli, which is maybe my favorite, I don't know, logo type ever. I really like it, how it plays with the M and the I, that it's present on the two words, Italian words in this case. I'm not playing with the initial and last letters, but I'm going to do kinda this shape with these two words. That is cool stuff. I have it prepared here, and we are going to play from Avant from her Lubalin, which you can find in Adobe Fonts. So yeah, we are going to keep this editable in this particular case. So I'm going to duplicate this just by holding Alt and dragging it around, and I need also like a rectangle. And now I'm going to click and drag to select the two things, like the text and the shape, and I'm going to come here to Object, and in Envelope Distort I'm going to go for the option Make with Warp. So here I have several options, and the one that I need in this case is the bulge. So I'm going to click it, and I can, if I keep this preview option clicked or activated, I can just see in real time the changes. So I think this is kind of cool. You even can like go for the direct selection tool and move things like that for further craziness and control, but I think I'm going to keep it like very basic. And the good stuff is that you can click twice and you can just play with the kerning, because this is still editable. So this is very interesting, this way of working, which is non-destructive. So now I think this is great. I'm going to select the two shapes together, and I'm going to come here and I'm going to expand them. Now if I ungroup these different things, the text and the shape, I can select them separately, and if I select them together and click Shift and M to bring up the shape builder tool, I can just start like erasing these shapes. If I click on Alt or Option on a Mac, and that way I'm going to have only one shape, something that is cool. Now I'm going to select with the direct selection tool only the corners. I click on Shift to keep adding the corners, and now I can round them, and this is really great. Now I can make some fine-tuning by selecting some part of the shapes. And yeah, I mean, these O's are not typographically very neat or very good looking, but at the end what we are going to, or we are trying to achieve, is this retro logo craziness, which is not always perfect from a typographical standpoint, but I mean, what we want to do is something really cool and retro, so let's keep it imperfect. And yeah, just like that, we made 3 very cool retro looking logos, and we, along the way, we learned like some tricks in Illustrator that I really hope that they are useful for you to create very crazy and cool logos and letterings in the future.
Kinetic type series.